It's like taking your cat to the vets and asking for its meow to be swapped with a woof. What we have here is the least luxurious, most luxurious car of the 90s. And if you're confused by that, just use your imagination, or just wait for my explanation, which will be along quite soon. As designed by Bruno Sacco, the most thoroughly designed car probably ever made. I'm a bit concerned that I might be sounding just a little bit too serious here, so let's do something silly and point out that this is the 280, which is the poverty spec luxury car. Did you ever think that that could possibly be a term? What's your favourite oxymoron? Oh yes, poverty spec luxury. That's what Mercedes did. Push the boat out. They like to really go over the top and give you things that nobody has ever offered to you before. And they did it with this car in so many ways. And this is a luxurious car, yet it's missing so many features. If you don't know a great deal about car design, and I don't expect you to do, who does? Car designers. There are not that many of those, are there? You may not understand the amount of preparation and work that goes into making an entirely brand new car. So how long would it take before it's released? A year? 2 years? 3 years? How about 10 years? Work actually began on this car in 1981. 1981, when I was still that big. 10 years worth of development to finally say, yes, that will do. Well, there were a bunch of unnecessary obstacles in the way. Obstacles that some may not say really should be obstacles, such as BMW. BMW are always obstacles, but what they went and did in 1989 is sell a 7 Series with a V12 engine. And Mercedes thought, we can't really release this car without a V12, so let's go back to the drawing board and redesign all of the engine bay so we can fit one in. Oh yeah, we've got to make one as well. And they did exactly that, just so as not to be outdone by their rivals. But half the trouble with that is having another 2 years go by meant that there were more competition suddenly. Lexus came along with the LS400, and that was a similar kind of car with a similar kind of build quality, but for quite a bit less. And obviously, if you had the money in 1991, you'd go for the Japanese Mercedes instead. Many people did. And it was a good alternative. Then at some point they decided, wouldn't it be a good idea to have a V16 instead? Anyway, that didn't happen. So owners of the Mercedes S-Class had to suffer with having a straight 6 or a V8 or a V12. The design of all Mercedes of this era is understated. There's nothing flash going on anywhere. It's all quite simple. Smooth lines, squared edges as well. So this just looks a bit like a big C-Class, but a very big C-Class, because this car's vast. Even by today's standards, this car takes up so much more space than what is necessary. So much more that the car that replaced this one was smaller because this one was too big. That's my guess anyway. The badge on the back of this says S280, and it makes sense that that means it's an S-Class and it's a 2.8, and that's what it means. Great to have something that isn't confusing. That is the smallest engine you could have in one of these cars. Just because this is the least luxurious of the S-Class motors, don't think that it isn't luxurious, because it absolutely is. Look at the door cards. It's the first car to have airbags in the doors. Wood veneer was no new thing, but this has it everywhere. It has ABS, it has automatic windscreen wipers, it has some clever features. It replaces its own headlamps and rear lamps. Not strictly true, but if a rear lamp goes out, another lamp comes in and compensates for it, and the same on the front. Isn't that interesting? It has double glazed windows, making it look almost bulletproof. Interesting, because out of all of the cars that were known as being bulletproof, this is the most bulletproof of them all. So why don't they call it the Mercedes Bulletproof? Might have been asking a little bit too much. Might have been tempting fate. Let's not even suggest that's what they should have called it. Wheel trims. No big silly alloys on this, just wheel trims. Like a Rolls-Royce. Everything you would expect from a luxury car, yet the more expensive ones had a whole load of other stuff as well. Some of the bigger engine models had soft closed doors. So you open the door and you push it like that and it just pulls it back in. They went wrong apparently. They also had a soft closed boot. Also noticed that this car doesn't have reversing cameras or parking sensors because it was made at a time where people used to use their eyes to see where they were backing up. But it did originally have these little pop-out things from the corners so you could see the actual corners of the boot. This one hasn't got that. There was an extended version of this with a slightly longer wheelbase, and that had these rear reclining seats. Electrically operated, of course, with electrically operated headrests, electrically operated rear view mirror as well. This has got bags of room. There's no issue at all with the amount of space in here or its width. Not to say that the longer version was a waste of time, because that's not what I'm talking about. Ashtrays in the back, so you can decide as a rear passenger whether you want to do that kind of thing or not. There's the bonnet open in non-service position. Just under here, it's all really rather well thought out as well. Space to work on this engine. And the headlamps have these covers here, so if you lose a bulb, or one suddenly stops working, you can just pop this out and get to it without grazing your knuckles all over the shop. Nothing here seems to be hidden. Everything is accessible. What a shame they don't do that kind of thing these days. A luxury car that your home mechanic could service. I have wanted to drive one of these for a very, very long time. I am a fan of old Mercs. It's absolutely, practically silent. Double glazing really does do. Oh, hang on, what's that whistle then? This is just lovely. How wonderfully smooth. I mean, it's not like you can't feel the bumps at all, but most of them have pretty much disappeared. It's not the kind of car designed to be flung around corners anywhere because it's so soft. But I bet it does okay. I bet it will be flung around corners if you really asked it to do. And this big steering wheel. This feels so special. It's no wonder that Alan really does not want to sell it. But he's going to do because it doesn't get any use. I've known him for 7 years and he had this car then. You wouldn't think that an S-Class would work as a daily car, but it does. And I'll tell you why. You're not going to be paying out repairs all the time because it's not going to go wrong. It's not as bad on fuel as you may imagine. It averages about 30 miles per gallon, which is excellent for a 2.8 massive piece of metal. For a few grand, you could have a car like this and it won't really go wrong. Or you could have something that's 10 years newer and a diesel that will go wrong. It won't have that same kind of solidity, the build quality, the sense of occasion. This has got that, a real sense of occasion. Sometimes I get in a car and I like it, and I drive it and I like it, and I think, it's I see what they get at. Yeah, I quite like it. This one, I just liked it straight away. I liked it before I'd even seen it. I liked it before I'd ever even sat in one. I just realised it's got a button there that you can just drop the headrests down and they just flop down. It also has climate control, cruise control, speed limiter, a lot of these things that they didn't really have on cars at the time. But as standard, there comes a point where you just really appreciate a smooth, gentle ride. This car wasn't designed to be absolutely rapid. It was just designed to be absolutely cosseting. And they've succeeded in that extremely well. Let's go down Tarragon Drive to see what the turning circle's like. Oh, it is. It's excellent. It's so good, in fact. I'll just do that again. It's unbelievably tight. Man's looking at me like I've done something wrong. All I did was change my mind about which direction I was going in. Why can't more cars have really good turning circles like this one? As you would expect, the gearbox is super smooth. It's as smooth as a marble that's been polished with 40,000 grit Henry paper. Imagine that, eh? That's how good this is. It's also rather lovely seeing that Mercedes emblem. Looks like a target for where you're going. It's no rocket ship. It's not going to be, is it? But it doesn't matter. It picks its feet up, it's fine. It goes in the way you'd expect it to do. I don't know if I've ever said this about a car before, but this is just, it's just sublime. It's just wonderful. Such a nice experience to drive this car. Now, I like other big luxury cars as well, but they all get a bit spoilt by having big wheels and hard suspension. But literally, what is the point in having a big car that's supposed to be luxurious and then having rock hard suspension and big wheels? It's like taking your cat to the vets and asking for its meow to be swapped with a woof. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? And most vets won't even entertain the idea. I could drive this all day if I didn't have other things to do. I'm going to say something now that I've never said before. This is the best car I've ever driven. It's not the fastest, it's not the best looking, it's not even the best put together, it's not the most economical, it's not the best driving, really, but it is just overall the best. I always knew I was going to really like this car, but I like it even more than I was expecting. And my expectations were already pretty high. And to consider that the running costs of this aren't even that much, it's just bonkers that they're not worth an absolute fortune. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. I just wish my video could be anywhere near as good as the car that the video's about. Yeah, that's right, as the video that the car's about. No, the car, there's a video. See, how could I possibly compete with it? I can't even get my words in the right order. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for leaving more than one comment. And thank you for shouting me back so I don't wander off too far away. That's not even two V8s clamped together like a W16. It would have been an entirely new design, like two inline 8 cylinders, and I don't think that's ever been done. I wonder if that's ever been done before. I should look these things up beforehand, but I didn't know I was going to ask that question. There's a whistle from somewhere. I was just about to tell you how silent it is. Well, I already started, and now I've stopped.